everybody. Hello. I'm bored. Can't find anything to watch. Isn't that amazing? So I thought I'd just pop on here and do my sewing I got to do and just have you guys on. And if somebody shows up, they show up. And if not, hey, I was here. You weren't. Oh, well. I'm going to move y'all closer over this way because I'm actually going to go over to the sewing machine. Hi, Lynn. Lynn, my neighbor, down a few towns. Hi, Lee. All right, so this is what I do. Whee! And what I've got going on is a project for Sew Purple to End ALZ, Alzheimer's. I'm going to turn this light on, and it'll probably wash you guys out. Hang on. That's so I can see. And I've got some things pinned or clipped up here. And I'm just going to sew around these real quick, and then I'll come back over there. So talk amongst yourselves while I do this. I'm just sewing down bias tape. And then I've got to, I got to pin up the hem so I can chat during that time. But I figured if anybody was sitting, riding out the storm, and just wanted some folks to visit with, I could at least come on and open the chat so whoever's around wants to chat, you can. We got an interesting message from our insurance company saying that they felt like we should probably take a bunch of photos inside and outside our house, but we're not really expecting all that much, even though Mr. McMaster has called a state of emergency. I'm going to hold out and see. What's that, Bud?
Are you talking about our governor, Henry McMaster?
Yes, Henry McMaster.
With his high status accent.
Yeah. And Scott got the job, you guys. Woohoo! This is the Be Silly Hour with Scott and Becky.
That's right.
Becky's sewing, Scott's putting on the show.
Scott's a little bored. So to celebrate,
we got
my good fortune. Pizza.
New York style.
New York style, my favorite.
It crispy crust. It was a hand tossed thin crust. It was delicious. And if you can't hear me, I'm sorry. But I need to get this done so I could get it entered in Michelle's challenge for the month. And the only bias tape I had was a navy, but it'll be fine. It's not going to be seen on the outside anyway. It's only going to be seen on the inside. Oh, Cole, my son's cat's been driving us nuts today with that. He's the only cat that we have around here that makes that much noise. One sleeve. Are my snippers over there? Can you hand those to me? Please.
Do it properly. It's the safe way.
Just throw them. No.
Run with them. Run with those scissors.
I can't see the chat, so.
I'm going to look at it.
You can look at it.
All I can do is see my belly as I come walking by here.
You can raise the camera up if you want to.
No.
Then they're looking at the chandelier in the dining area.
Oh, thank you for the congratulations.
You could pull that other chair.
I'm not willing to put that much work into it.
Oh, for crying out loud. I'm going to do the other armhole before I do the neck hole.
What are you making?
What am I making?
Yeah.
Another granny nightie for myself.
A granny nightie?
A granny nightie? I'm not a granny. But maybe one day I will.
You look like one.
I look like one, but I ain't. I ain't a granny. Supposedly, at Joann's, they told me this fabric will glow in the dark. And then everybody was laughing, saying, woohoo, Scott will be able to find you. I said, that's in case I get out the door and run away in the middle of the night. You can find me wandering around in the woods somewhere or something.
I gave up on chasing them. I can't catch them no more. They're too fast. They get away.
Yeah. I thought about opening the front door, let some air in here. I'm not sewing straight at all. This is just all wonky, but you know what? I'll try to do better. It's beautiful temperature, and we have a breeze, but we took the storm windows off all the windows in here because our plan was to replace the windows, which we have the replacement windows, but we just haven't gotten to it yet because Scott was slaving away at a job he really couldn't stand. So,
well, that job was pretty physical.
Yeah, and it was too exhausting. So for everybody down in the middle of Ian, we want you to be safe and hope that you don't lose power. And if anything does happen, losing power, I hope, is the only thing. This is my sewing machine I got for graduating high school from one of my uncles, and I'm trying to pull it when the needle's in the wrong position. Oh, now I've got it all messed up.
It's been a pretty good one.
Yeah. I've had it since 1982. One more thing to see, it's all messed up.
Well, I just don't have time to watch you fiddle with that machine.
Oh, really?
You should be more prepared.
I tell you what, you monster boy.
You got that as a comment at one time.
I did. And you know what? If you're going to be that persnickety, you've come to the wrong place. This is the wrong channel for you.
This channel is real, including mistakes. And malfunctioning machines.
Malfunctioning machines, because that is real. It really happens. Sewing isn't smooth like a TV show. If you think it is, you're so silly. I'm so sorry. I just got to go around the neckline, and then I'll come back over towards you all and peg up my hemline that I got to do. Because that's the last things I have to do on this. There's a lady I watch on TikTok, Oh my goodness, she does the coolest things. I need to follow her. That's what I need to do. When it pops up, I need to follow her. She does some really cool things with fabric. Scott and I went for a walk, and the sunset was absolutely beautiful. It was the hottest pink I've seen in a long time. And it had all these bands across the sky. So we knew we got a storm coming.
Red sky at night, sailor's delight.
Trying to hurry here. See, when you start hurrying, though, that's when you start making mistakes. So maybe I shouldn't hurry. I haven't found anything to watch on YouTube tonight, and Beth isn't on, so I said, and nobody else was on. Well, I'll take that back. Rosemary's on, but she's doing a journal thing, and I just wasn't feeling journal tonight, and I wanted to finish this. And I know sometimes you guys just like it when we come on and just do chit chat with Scott and Becky. And he likes to come and chit chat with you guys too. So there we go. Finally got it. All right, let's trim these threads here. He's pretty tired. Interviewing is exhausting. All right, so I'll bring my clips over here. Whee! Coming on over. Hi, Peg. Renee, Nettie. And for anybody that didn't hear, Scott got the job. He starts on the 17th of October. So here's the bias tape. And see, on the outside, you don't see the bias tape because I use single fold. So I did around the arms and the neckline. And that's the fabric that's supposed to glow in the dark, but I really don't think it does. It's just a cool moth print. So now I just got to turn this up. I've already gone around a 1/4 inch from the edge, and what I'll do is I'll fold it at that line where I stitched, and then I'll fold it over one more time, and that's the hem I'm going to do. I'm just going to do a narrow hem. The other one I did, I folded it over, and then I folded it an inch up. This time I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to do just a thing. So yay. We are so excited. Scott brought in the biggest New York style pizza. It was like, it looked like it was about a yard wide, probably about 24 to 30 inches. It was big. I could only eat one piece. And these clips, I feel, are one of the best things ever made. These little things. I love them. Nettie says, congratulations, Scott.
Thank you.
He says thank you from the other room. He's since he's been off and home, he's found some new YouTubers that he really enjoys watching. There's one couple that just travels around Appalachia and just does videos of small town Virginia and Kentucky. I don't know the name of the channel or anything, but he sure has been enjoying it. Where did I get these clips? On Amazon. If I can remember, I'll put a link to them in the description box below after I get off. And I need to put that on my drop paper. Add clips link. My drop paper gets everything. And they come in a little tin like this. It has a little lid. It says, with love. But they're flat on one side. So when you use them, if you see the flat side, if you put that across the part that's going to go over your sewing machine bed, then you can just push down on this against. So here's the platform and it's going along. When you need to remove these, if you just push down and pull back, they'll come right off. You don't have to pinch them. Say it's on the bed like this, you can just push down and then pull back like that. That's the easiest way to get them off without having to do the pinch motion. Kathy's asking Peg how she's been doing. I think I got a few of these clips in some kind of little sewing kit one time. And I love them so much. I went on and I think they're called, what are they called? They're called, what are these called? That's the problem with me doing videos at night. Words is harder at night. I'll think of it in a minute and tell you. There's a special term for them. Not coming to me. Anyone in Florida? Our Ann Lar is in Florida, and Beth Schuler's in Florida, and we got Lizzie Brewer's in Florida, but I don't think she's on. Lizzie's been ironing the worry away, doing some videos as the storm approached. Yeah, I saw her message to you that she still had power and that she was still doing good in Melbourne. She's on the East Coast. And but what I saw on the last report, it's supposed to go across Florida, but still be at like 65 miles an hour when it gets to Ann's side for Orlando and Melbourne area. I was watching one of the lives weather things, and there's these guys trying to go out on a pier, and I just kept saying idiots. It's like, it sounds like Scott's watching us in the other room on a different day. So if you missed my live earlier, you missed the little owl pattern of the week. And I actually have the owl pattern is on my community tab if anybody wants to make a little owl. They're a lot of fun to make. Hi, Mary Lou. Now, Ann said that she will do the room in her group tomorrow if she has power. If I don't see Ann pop on by about 10:15, I can open the room over there in Ann's group and we can hang out for the day if anybody's available. I don't really have anything planned for tomorrow. I got some groceries in today, so the next couple days I won't have to go anywhere. I really don't think we're going to get anything except rain here where I am in South Carolina. But you just never know. I'm telling you, hurricanes have minds of their own. And Shannon had a small group in her live today, and she comes on at 3 o'clock. That's Art Junkie. And Shannon also, I was reminding everybody, Shannon is doing a Halloween challenge on Fridays in October. I'm trying to make sure these seams are all going to be pressed the same way. They are. Maybe I should double check that side seam because this is the front seam. I haven't ironed this yet. I should have. Let me double check this one. Yes. We're halfway around. We still got all of that to put clips on. It's nice and quiet right now. It sounds like everybody's got their dogs in. We came back from our walk and we got all the way past the corner house, and then all of a sudden their Great Dane in the backyard decided, oh yeah, I'm supposed to bark when there's people walking by talking. And Scott said, shut up. And he, I said, he's just doing his job. Cut him some slack. I'm pretty sure I stitched this so the seams are all going the correct way. And this job Scott's getting is the temp service actually offers some probably expensive insurance, health insurance, but he's going to check into that, which will be good. And I think it's a 9-month contract with possible, hire in or whatever. But Scott just needs something where he's not on his feet all the time, that will allow him to work during the day so he can teach at Tech at night, because he's already lined that up. He's going to be teaching 3 nights a week at Tech. So he'll be plenty busy here. So I told him, I said, so we have until October 17th when you start to get the bathroom finished. So he said, well, let the heating and air people know that they can come and move that vent. I think I mentioned it. The vent currently, this house was built in 1960, and the vent in the bathroom currently comes up in the wall and comes out the wall. So there's like a vent comes up and then there's an opening and it is angled. The angles, and then there's a thing on the wall and the air comes out there. Well, it's right by, there's the wall. The commode is here. The bathtub is here. And what we discovered happening is when the air conditioner is blowing, it cools the side of the tub, which creates condensation. So we were getting moisture under the tub, whether we don't have any plumbing in there, working plumbing in there right now. So the floor that we just put down was getting wet. So Scott said, we need to have that vent moved. So when they came to do our yearly inspection and we have a whole house filter, they changed that out. So we got a estimate on moving the vent to maybe somewhere coming out of the ceiling instead. So they're going to come and do that. And then once they do that, then he can finish the wall prep and we can start hanging tiles and doing the floor tiles. When the tiling is done, we'll call our plumber back and he will set the commode, put the faucets in the tub for us. The lines are there, all the basic stuff, but we need our faucet and the shower head and all of that installed. And the lavatory, which we got a new sink with a cabinet to go in there. So it's going to be all fancy. And I can't wait. I can't wait to have a bathtub that I can just get in and soak. I really missed that when this wrist was all messed up. Soaking in some Epsom salts would have felt wonderful. That's granny dreams there. Epsom salts in a bathtub. Sewing a granny nightie. This is a granny hour. So I'm glad Scott discovered the moisture under the tub, because I mean we completely gutted the bathroom ourselves, mostly Scott. And then he put in all new joists in there under the bathroom, and we've put all new plywood down and all of that, got the tub installed, and then to see that moisture under there, we were like, oh no, no, no. And it's all dried out now, thankfully, and he blocked that vent off so it couldn't blow in there anymore. So we'll get that all done. That'll be great. We already have the light fixture in there. We've already bought the paint, which the floor tile has a small teal like little diamond in it. But guess what color we're going to put on the wall? Can you guess? Yes, it is. Because we thought that's probably part of what rotted the floor out to begin with. And then when we were dismantling everything, where the commode attached to the floor, it had cracked. So the commode had been leaking water. So yeah, whew, this remodel is just, woo, yeah. The other bathroom floor back in there, the shower pan and all that, had been done right before we bought the house. So that's been fixed for a while, and I'm hoping it'll last until, either we move or pass away or whatever we decide to do. But redoing a bathroom is a lot of work, and we're coming in at probably about maybe half of the estimate we were given. They said $14,000 to redo the bathroom, with us doing all of the work ourselves. 17. And that was with us doing the gutting, wasn't it?
That was me doing the tear out.
Yeah, that was with Scott doing the tear out and doing our own painting and all of that. It still was $17,000. So that's why we said, wait, we'll just do it ourselves. So yeah. Back to the machine. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. We just have to do this hem, and this nightie will be done. And I'm going to do a little bit longer stitch so it doesn't take me as long. They're called Wonder Clips. This nightie is made of flannel, of course. It couldn't be a granny nightie unless it was flannel. Got a long hem. Going up over a hump there. I need a good idea of what to do with that denim I picked up for $2. I think I've got about, what did we say, about 3 yards? I got 3 yards of denim for $2 at Goodwill and Travelers Rest. So I need to find something, some kind of project to do with that. Still losing my breath if I try to talk too long at once. Crazy bug. All right. Come on. Don't be like that. There we go. That is part of the serger thread. I always, when I shut my machine down, I always drop the lever and put the needle down. That way nobody can get hurt on it. And usually you'll unplug it, but I don't have any littles around here right now. So anyway, let's see what this looks like here. That's the back. That's the front. It's just a granny nightie, see? Granny nightie with big moths on it. So that's done. And Janet's here. Hi, Janet. Yeah, but it's a pretty denim, Kathy. Hang on. I want it to be something I can wear all the time. Greg's in the kitchen again. See? So there's a lot here. I still can't believe I got this for $2. She charged me, she put in apron, $2. And I was like, are you sure? Because, I mean, holy mackerel. I mean, it's a lot of fabric. I could probably get a couple projects out of this. Yeah, it's about 3 yards. There's, what is it? 1 to your nose, to your fingertip. 2, about 3.5 yards of fabric for $2. And I've already washed it. And Howard loves it. Every time I look over there, he's laying on it. So it's a good heavy denim. It does have this one square out of it. The cats are making Scott do the cat herding for the night. I did some die cutting for Shannon because she's doing a Halloween theme. So I cut out a bunch of Halloween stuff for Shannon today. And I cut a few random things out for Kathy Cowell because she asked if anybody did die cutting that she'd like some. So I put some together. You still thinking apron? Yeah, I'm thinking maybe a light jacket of some sort that I could wear because I donated the other one that I finished. I donated it because it was a little off, and I need to make a bunch of adjustments if I make that same one. So yeah, Kathy, they're just random little things that I threw together while I was cutting stuff out. There's none of the Halloween stuff. I put that together for Shannon. See, I said, do you want a cauldron? She said, sure. And I said, well, I've got potion bottles and tombstones and witches and black cats, and there's even a coffin. So I just put those together for Shannon because we seem to be mailing back and forth on a regular basis. A denim skirt and a jacket, that's a possibility. And yeah, I think a jacket, and maybe I need some slick fabric. I need to go through my stash again. Hi, Journey. Yep, thank you. I'll let him know. He's gone into the other room. He was in here just a little bit ago. And they said they're concerned that he won't be happy with the job. So, but he said, look, he said, money's not the same motivator it used to be. And I have this new opportunity has opened up, where I'm going to teach a couple nights a week. So, if I'm doing something I enjoy, it's not the same motivator it once was. Thrifted mug. I love to find mugs like this at the thrift store. So what's everybody else doing tonight? Now that I'm done with my task, I can just chit chat for a while. I burned the daylights out of the top of my mouth yesterday and it's still sore. My dentist, if she saw it, she'd say, what have you done to your mouth? I burned it eating something. Spring rolls got me. Callie girl has had a rough day. Her two brothers have been meaner than little snakes. Hi, Mina. And Nettie, I'm glad you like your blankie. Scott's fussing about the cats going in and out on the porch. We can't just prop the door because the big palmetto bugs that are like this long, they'll come in. If we could just prop the door and let them go in and out onto the catio, which is, we had a screen porch. The screen kept getting tore up. And then we're moving back down here from the cottage. And we needed some place for our cats to be outdoors, but not outdoors because it's not safe here. We have a man here that will poison cats. So I didn't want mine outside. So what we did is we took garden fence, 4 foot wide garden fence or tall, and we ran it vertically up and down, and it's tied to the uprights with heavy duty zip ties and screws. And that's how they can go out there, have a little bit of outdoor time, but not get in trouble. Sorry, I lose my breath. My sister-in-law had 2 bathrooms done, and she spent $50,000. Yep. Bathrooms are expensive. We are hoping when they come out to move that vent, they don't discover where they want to hook onto is too old to hook onto, because all of our, what is it called? The pipes under the house, the tubing and stuff. I don't know what that's called right now. Words at night. But they said if it has degraded too much and they can't connect smoothly, we might look at a higher cost. But I've got my fingers crossed that we'll stick with the $350 to move that one vent. Will be it. But we'll see. I am just scrolling back to see what you guys are talking about. Okay, I'm back to the Wonder Clips. Hi, Charlene. She says she's making cards tonight. See, I had also thought of maybe a jumper that I could wear a t-shirt under it out of that denim. That would be a heavy quilt for us, Kathy. It never gets that cold here. You're welcome to Kathy. I'm almost back down to you guys. Hi, Lisa. We miss you. Yep. There's a video coming out talking about the lap gown that Nettie received in the mail. I did a video to release on Monday because I wasn't sure if the mail would get it to her. They said by the Thursday, by tomorrow, and then she got it today. So I was really shocked that you got it today because on my form it said Thursday. See, I didn't want to. We learned our lesson a long time ago, and Scott's gotten where he can't climb around, and they were going to have to remove the very last of cast iron from our plumbing, and we the cost of the plumbing is really the only out of our abilities that we've paid for right now. So I think that was, I can't remember how much we paid for that, for the plumbing. But what we did is we had everything, all of the supply lines, all of the drain lines has been replaced for that bathroom. So the drain from the kitchen sink we had replaced when we first moved in. The back bathroom in our master bathroom area, that plumbing was redone right before we bought the house. So the only room left with old plumbing was that hall bathroom. So we had them come in, they removed all of the old stuff, they put in all new stuff, and we had them dig up our supply line from the meter to the house. We had a cutoff at the house that failed, and we had a plumber come in and help us with that. And he said, y'all need to get your supply line. This has been like 10 years ago. He said, you guys need to get your supply line redone because he said, I can barely get my pinky into that supply line. It's so degraded. So we had them dig up the supply line and had that redone. And now when someone's in the shower and somebody else flushes a toilet or turns the dishwasher on, we don't lose pressure. So you don't get scalded in the shower anymore, which is wonderful. So it's all just one thing after another with a house built in 1960, is getting up there in years. And it's not like a house in New England that's like 200 or 300 years old, but it's still an older house. So we just take it one room at a time. This room here, we've already done all the repainting and added some trim, fresh trim and stuff. But the windows that have storm windows and stuff with them, we need to replace those because those are old. We've already took the storm windows down, so we have single pane windows. So we're hoping for not real high winds. Yep. Yeah. And we had to get hooked on to the city's water and sewer. And so we had a septic tank, but it's just sitting out back in the ground. So far, no sinkholes or anything. But I think it was hooked up before we actually moved in for that. And we had the drain. Our washing machine, when we first moved in, it drained into a what was it that washing machine drained it? It was just a can in the ground, and that failed. So we got that hooked on to the drain line where
Yeah, it had a lint trap.
a lint trap, drain field, and it didn't work. So we had it hooked on, and they had to our washing machine and dryers in the bonus room, and we had to have the line dug up all the way down to the drain where it connects. Hello, Howard.
I redid that laundry room.
And the laundry room was just a spider web hole with no finished walls, and we've done that. And he built cabinets and everything.
The dryer vent exited out the window.
Yeah, it did. When we first moved, the vent came out from behind the dryer and around the wall and out the window. Say hello, Howard. So
Howard.
Yes. Yeah. He even said hi. Did you say hi? Yeah. You good boy?
Howard, you're a pretty good boy.
That's my tea.
It's not coffee.
Not coffee. I'm in South Carolina. Hi. Nope, they don't want to see the working end. No, they don't. They don't want to see that.
And don't point that at me either. It goes off sometimes.
Yes, I know Daddy left that can opener on my table, didn't he? Oh, he thinks he's in trouble.
You're not in trouble, good boy.
Howard. Handsome Howard Huge.
Say hey. Say hey.
Howie. Yeah, come here.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see that end of you. You're handsomer up here. Come on, Howard.
Handsome Howard. He's Howard Huge.
Is that how my camera gets all slimy? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Give me a hug. Be a good boy. Hi. Yeah, there we go. Come on. Hug Mom. Sit. You're back. It's a close shot of handsome Howard. He's been kind of beastie. He spent the night on the catio, and when he came in this morning, he started chasing Callie around the house, and then Tippy joined in, and the two boys were just being mean as they could be. Scott got a tile saw for about $100 less because it was like closeout, and it came in this huge box with all this weird looking packing stuff. So I've got it set up in the entry, and these cats have had a blast with that huge box. Forget about catnip toys and, fancy carpeted cat trees. Just give them a big box. But they've really enjoyed it. Scott, this one went and found the squeaky rat and took it inside the box for a while. I noticed it's outside the box now. But I told Scott, I said, all the ladies would say, "Ooh, look at that packing material. You've got to use that for a journal or this or that." He's not spoiled. He's not the sweetest boy ever.
Yeah, I built those simple little cabinets for the laundry room.
Yes, out of that special wood.
Oh, that stuff was terrible. I'll never buy that again.
Yeah. Do you want to come sit next to me?
Send apply.
I'm going to move to the right if you'll come to my left. I know. Daddy's just going to use your chair for a minute. It's okay.
This is Howard's chair.
Howard's chair. It's all right, buddy.
Howard, are you a good boy?
He thinks he is. Oh, you were wearing that shirt the other day, and we were in Lizard's Thicket, and bless them, there was only 2 waitresses in the whole place, and it was all they could do to do anything. And our waitress said there were supposed to be 2 more waitresses, but they just decided not to show up. But he was wearing Greg's Pass and Review unit t-shirt. And a man came up and asked when he served and all. And Scott was talking to him about his service. And then we said that this is actually our son's unit from basic training. So they were talking Navy stuff. So I just sat there.
The pot roast was very good.
Oh, the pot roast looked delicious. I wish I'd gotten that. My wrist was still hurting really bad. And I thought they'd bring me, it said roasted turkey. And I thought it would be sliced. It was like this glob of meat. And I was thinking, how am I going to cut this? Because I could barely do anything. So I just pulled off some.
I had pot roast, mashed potatoes and gravy,
Night, Nettie.
black-eyed peas, cornbread, and sliced tomatoes. And I couldn't eat it all. It was
No.
too much.
He brought it home. You brought a big old piece of sliced tomato and a big piece of that pot roast, and he made a sandwich later in the day.
It was delicious.
We've gotten to where we can't eat a whole meal. We could almost probably split a meal if they would let us do that.
If we go, like, say, to the railroad barbecue and get a couple barbecue plates, I'll eat off that 2 or 3 days.
Yeah. Yeah. Nettie went to bed. So good night, Nettie.
Night, Nettie. Snuggle up in your apron.
Are you rotten? Oh, he's
Howard
so
would like for me to
rotten.
make coffee.
We're not going to make coffee. Kathy says, congrats, Scott.
Oh, thank you. Howard will snitch your coffee if you're not attentive.
He got my coffee yesterday. I had to get a clean cup. He stood up and he stretched, and I thought he was just going to lay down next to me as I was watching something.
He goes,
And then I looked down and was working on my Tunisian square. And next thing I know, I hear, and I look over and he's got his tongue in my coffee.
He said, I'm leaving if y'all are going to tell my secrets.
Oh, he's looking for his chair. Look at him. He's like, where is my chair? I did not say you could use it. Scott, what will you be doing? So happy for you.
Electronics repair. What I've always done. At least when I'm happy.
It's a rail company. So
Be repairing circuit boards.
he'll be doing circuit boards. He'll be at a workbench. He won't be on his feet doing 8,000 to 10,000 steps a night, climbing into cabinets and nonsense. Yeah. And hopefully you won't be beat up feeling all the time.
And then 3 nights a week, I'm going to be teaching electronics over at Midlands Tech.
Yeah. You're teaching electronics for electricians, right?
Yeah, that's the course. Electronics for electricians. So they've already had a bunch of prerequisites. So I won't be starting from scratch.
Yeah, that'll be good. He's really looking forward to the teaching part of it. And it's evening courses. And generally, evening courses are adults that are, they're there. They want to expand their knowledge so they can move up in their job. So I think this is a win-win. Greg is still waiting to hear back about his interview. He had to, what was that? Was that Friday that it was Friday. He was going up to do the drug test and his car broke down, and he was so close to being to the facility for the drug test. And then it took AAA 10 hours to even get to him. And then it was 2 hours more to get him back down here. Because I pay for AAA for him for his birthday every year. And they didn't charge him for the trip or anything because they had made him wait on the side of I-85 for 10 hours. So he went back up Monday to complete was that Monday he went back up there? Or Tuesday?
Yeah.
Monday. So it must have been Friday. It was Thursday.
So I got the tire repaired on the truck Monday.
Yeah, and they had his car ready to go. So that was that. I've got the time is all mixed up. Anyway, we got Greg's car fixed. We got a tire on our truck. It's just been one thing after another taking money.
There's almost brand new tires on the truck, and I got a little piece of metal debris in one of them and ruined the tire, so I had to buy another tire. Because
it was too close to the sidewall, and if it's too close to the sidewall, they won't repair it. So a truck tire is $225 installed.
So that truck was used. It was a used vehicle, and I would have never spec'd that out and bought it like that. New. It had this Thunder Road package. I call it the Blunder Road package. It's got these 20-inch clown wheels on it. So the tires are really expensive.
And we're old-fashioned. We would rather have a truck that's actually a truck that's a usable truck, with a full-size bed, regular standard size cab.
But this was just such a stinking good deal.
Yeah.
So I guess part of being older and trying to be happy with yourself is to be happy with what you have instead of what you want.
Yeah.
And it's turned out it's been a remarkably good truck. I can't believe how reliable it's been.
I know. Knock on wood, particle board, or whatever.
It's just not exactly what I would expect if I was buying something new.
But if you go shopping for a truck, you're not going to find one that's got a standard size bed unless you buy a work fleet truck. Oh, there's Mark. Say hi, Mark. Mark's the one that sent me the fermenting jar that I love to make that cauliflower that you're not too keen on. He doesn't like fermented foods all that much. I love them. So I end up having to eat a whole jar.
I should try to like it.
It's good for your gut health.
I've heard that.
I keep telling him that, hoping it'll click on. He always says, yep, that's what I've heard.
I've heard that. Yes. That's what I've been told.
And Leah is agreeing with you about, being happy with what you have.
Yeah.
And I've been aiming more for focusing on being grateful and not wish. Because if you focus on being grateful, then there's really nothing to wish for. Because if you're grateful and thankful for what you have and what you have available, it's nonsense to wish for things that might never come. You can be grateful for what you have right now. I don't need to buy anything as far as supplies go.
At one time I wanted to hike the Appalachian Trail. That was on my bucket list, and my knees have given out on me. There's no way. There's no way I'm gonna hike the Appalachian Trail. So that's off of my bucket list. And I could gripe about it, but I figure the fella that doesn't have any legs, he probably thinks I'm pretty lucky. So
yeah.
So I say, I'm pretty happy to be walking around and be able to get around good.
See, Peg says it's good for your tummy, and Mark says he's glad we could use the jar. So I do enjoy making. I found this recipe for a refrigerator pickled cauliflower. Oh, it's so good.
I have found that I enjoy grains that have been fermented and then stored in a charcoal cask. for several years. I like those pretty good.
I don't know that. I don't think that's as healthy.
It seems to be good for my gut. It's grown.
Oh my God. It's good I love you. We kept you around this long, I reckon.
Yeah.
My tea's almost gone.
You know, one of the oldest forms of written language in existence in antiquity that the archaeologists have found was a recipe to make beer.
To make beer.
So,
yep.
Hey.
And see, now Mary Lou said fermented food is really good for you. Woo, Howard is
powerful.
Honey,
beast.
I don't know if the basket's available behind the curtain. Let's see. It is. You can go behind the curtain and get in the basket.
You can be basket boy.
He likes to get back there because he can freak the other two out if they jump up there.
Howard, don't you get in that basket.
Peg says she's grateful for YouTube because you can watch people on YouTube hike the Appalachian Trail.
Absolutely.
What's the channel you've been watching that it's a couple that's traveling around Appalachia?
Oh, Real Appalachia.
Real Appalachia. And they're just driving from one small town to the next, right?
Yeah, I have a little trouble understanding her. Her accent's really thick.
Where is she from?
She's from some little holler in Virginia.
In Virginia.
I think it's
Glad you came, Lee.
Itman.
Itman.
I think she's from Itman.
That's the name of the town, Itman?
Yeah. Or she said that's her favorite town, is Itman.
Oh, okay.
She's from rural Virginia in the mountains. It's a southern accent, but it's different from mine.
Well, there's a mountain drawl.
Yeah.
That is different.
It's kind of this. I don't want to be insulting.
No,
but
it's just a different accent.
But it's sort of a mushy sound to it. I have to really listen closely to understand what she says sometimes.
There's if you've not watched Carolyn's RV life, she has hiked parts of the Appalachian Trail and she did the Pacific Crest Trail for a little bit. And she's also done a trip to Alaska, which was a beautiful vloggy type thing, but she travels in an RV. She lives in an RV and travels. I enjoy Carolyn a lot.
I've always been fascinated by language and accents, and especially local dialects and the vernacular used in isolated little areas. There's some places in Appalachia where they have an Appalachian dialect. It's a Creole language that has some Gaelic mixed in with it, and I don't understand what they're saying sometimes when they're using that dialect.
Yeah. Well, they're used to speaking it to one another, so they don't slow down so you can understand it.
No. And along the South Carolina coast, there's the Gullah Geechee culture. They have their own dialect that I can't understand any of it.
Well, Gullah Gullah, I don't understand any of that.
No.
But we can sit and watch those ladies make baskets all day long.
Well, I'm just kind of fascinated by those cultures like that where they're in isolated places.
Yeah.
That, a lot of times they're pushed out to these isolated areas because they're, for whatever reason, prejudices or whatever, they're sent off. They're isolated because nobody wants them around. The mainstream doesn't want them around. And, 9 times out of 10, they thrive and create their own culture that, I just find that real interesting.
Peg's given us another one. Snow and Kurt in South America.
I like watching those people mudlark in the middle today.
Yeah, we like to watch northern mudlarks with is it Alex and
I can't remember the name.
it's a mother-daughter team, and they mudlark in Scotland. And then we also watch Nicola.
I like her.
Nicola, that she does mudlarking on the Thames.
Yeah. And there's a
Yes.
guy in Scotland does metal detecting and mudlarking called Rusty Nails.
Yeah, Rusty Nails is good. And then there's the guy that goes into old bunkers that we watch.
Oh, that's IKS Explorations.
IKS Explorations.
Some of those I can't watch because I'm a little claustrophobic.
Yeah, I don't do small spaces either. I like wide open places.
I'll watch those guys go in those old bunkers underground. And I'm like, oh no. I like to watch those zit picking videos where people squeeze pebbles.
Yeah. Oh, Renee's saying sign language even has a different, almost a dialect in different parts of the United States.
Yeah.
Everybody has like their little shortcuts, I would imagine, for simple signs, I would think.
Things that they repeat often, yeah.
Thanks, Janet. So what else do we enjoy watching? We like to watch some of the homesteading families. I like to watch Roots and Refuge, which she used to be in Arkansas, but now she lives like an hour from me. She's actually lives down near where Scott's going to work. So
yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So it's really interesting seeing her develop her homestead here, which they have 25 acres here. And in Arkansas, they had 5 acres. But they're learning a different growing climate is slightly different than Arkansas. They're learning about the heat of the central part of South Carolina that I don't know that she anticipated being as hot as it does get.
Well, the soil type is very different.
Yeah. You got a lot more sand here.
And especially there, that's real sandy soil.
Yeah.
There's lots of peaches grow there. There's a huge peach crop industry there, and cotton.
Yeah.
And soybean.
Well, she has big plans, and she's going to be growing citrus inside some of the high tunnels.
Our soil right here at our house is probably about 30% clay, 70% sand. It's well drained. It's really too well drained, and there's not enough organic matter in it.
Well, we're going to be putting in a new garden, and my focus is going to be on just doing a small section at a time and really work on just that section.
I think what Roots and Refuge has learned that if you've ever gardened here before, is the summertime sun in this area is just blistering, and it will literally burn your crops up. And a lot of successful gardeners here pick a spot that has good morning sun, but is shaded in the afternoon, because the noon and evening sun will just absolutely burn your garden to a crisp.
And Lynn, yes, these are all channels on YouTube. So Roots and Refuge. There's also the Holler Homestead. They're a young family that moved from California to North Carolina that we enjoy watching. They have a pack of boys and a baby girl. And then I like to watch Justin Rhodes and his family. Those are all homesteading type channels. Now, if you want to just watch the sweetest lady on the planet, I think, and her family, it's called Helen Wyatt. And I adore little Helen. She's in her 80s. She still gardens. She makes things out of cement, and she loves wind chimes and birds. And she's just amazing to watch. And her family has stepped up and they've started joining her and helping her with projects and stuff. So it's been really interesting. You love Helen too. I just think she is so sweet.
There's a DIY channel called Empty Hammock that I enjoy. Sometimes they get on my nerves a little bit. But mostly I enjoy them. And there's an automotive channel called Sleeper Dude. And I like to watch it because he's got his family on there, his kids. And I like to look at the family dynamics of those kids. You know, it's classic family dynamics. The oldest girl, she's serious. Even when she's cutting up and acting a fool, you can tell that serious side is just right under the surface. If it needs to, she'll go right back to serious. The middle child is, and they all go by their nicknames instead of their real names to kind of protect their privacy.
Yeah.
But the little middle child, I think she's about 10. Her nickname is Squeezy. And the oldest one, her nickname is Moo Moo.
Moo Moo.
But Squeezy is just, she's a classic middle child. She's just the dreamer. You know, everybody else is serious and off doing things and working on stuff. And she's just sitting in a chair. She's a dreamer.
Yeah.
And the baby, you know, he gets all the attention. He gets doted upon because he's the baby. I just find that fun to watch this family dynamics.
Oh.
I was that middle child. I was the dreamer that was, you know, everybody was busy dealing with the oldest one or the youngest one, and I just did whatever I wanted to.
His sister always points out he always gets in paint when he was little. He always got in paint.
I still like to paint. I love colors. You know, I walk into a Lowe's or a Home Depot and I go by the paint section. I have to stop and look at those colors.
Yeah. And in fact, you said that when we were in there. I'd like to look at paint colors. And I said, well, what are we going to paint? He said, nothing. I just want to look at the paint colors.
I just want to look at them.
So we'll have to try to remember everybody we've mentioned so I can put them in the description box below for folks that are wanting to come back. Now, another channel that he likes to watch, and if you like machinist type videos and machining,
watch people fix stuff.
Keith Rucker.
He's on it.
Keith Rucker I can even sit and watch Keith. He says, hey, this is Keith Rucker. Or Keith Rucker here.
There's something oddly satisfying about watching somebody turn a piece of metal in a lathe.
Good night, Lisa. Thanks for stopping in. Okay, let me see what Janet said. Homestead Rescue on the Discovery Channel. See, I watch everything on YouTube because we don't have TV. We have a TV here that is our son's, and he has a Netflix membership that I utilize when he's not home.
We're not connected to cable.
We're not connected. We have internet, but it's AT&T now, isn't it? No, we're
on fiber.
They once built a hanging vegetable garden by planting it in a canoe and hanging it between trees to prevent a deadly insect from invading. Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, that's another challenge we have. We have parasitic nematodes.
Yeah, we can't do carrots.
And root crops are just terrible. And tomato plants, the roots will just be knotted.
Carrot. You just can't do carrots.
Garlic is immune.
Yeah. And it's almost time to plant garlic. So
I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that tomorrow.
Well, I had thought about, let's set up a bed. We can use this cardboard we have here, and we can use the compost pile I've been building on top of the tree stump. I can just move what's there, and we've got bags of dirt. We can just fake a bed.
Yeah. If you use, if you grow a non-determinate, non-hybridized garlic variety. It tries to flower when it matures. In this climate, we plant it in October.
It grows all winter.
It grows all winter. No matter how hard it freezes, it doesn't. It bounces right back. And so around June, July, it'll put out its flower, and right before that flower bud opens, it's called escape. You can trim that off.
Oh, it's really good.
And put that in salads or chop it up and put it in an omelet or scrambled eggs. It's so delicious, tender, and it's got a mild garlic flavor to it.
Yeah, it's kind of spicy too. It's it's not
liken it to a spring onion, but it has a garlicky.
Yeah, that's
spicy, but it's not overpowering.
Janet says everything begins with onion and garlic.
Oh, of course.
Mary Lou said they canceled their cable a long time ago.
But it's just funny what grows well where you are. In these sandy soils, asparagus grows well. There's a lot of iodine in the soil.
The thing with asparagus, though, good night, Lee. You've got to decide where you're going to grow it.
And it stays.
And it stays there from year after year, and you have to keep the weeds away from it. And then don't disturb it when it's doing its thing.
Yeah, if you try to grow a radish or a carrot here, the nematodes just destroy it.
I've done radishes and done okay. But carrots, no, they just don't get long, and then they've got all these weird warts. And
sweet potatoes and Irish potatoes do pretty good. If you keep them well mulched, you really got to hill them up and keep them mulched, or they'll just dry up.
Yeah, Lynn's saying she has to do the she said fake beds, or she means raised beds, I think. She's mostly clay. She's actually down in Aiken. Oh, good night, Mina.
Red clay, grow good cotton.
That's about it.
God, cotton is
so hard on the soil.
It's hard on the soil, and it's chemically intensive. Yeah.
Well, it looks like a lot of folks need to head off to bed, and it's almost 10 o'clock for us. And basically, I just wanted to come on and hang out for a little bit tonight to help fill some time for anybody that's waiting out the storm that still has power, and to finish my 90, which I finished the 90. So I hope everybody's had a good time hanging with us. And I'll see some of you tomorrow in Ann Lars' Art Hangout group. If Ann is able to, she'll open the room at 10 a.m. If she hasn't opened it by about 10:15, I will go ahead and open a room over there in Ann's group. And we usually just hang out together all day, crafting and chatting. All right, so we're getting a congratulations again for Scott.
Thank you.
And thank you all. Have a great night. Bye.
It's safe, Greg.